Right. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just making sure things are going. We have a little bit of issues. So I don't know if anybody's in here or not. But for whatever reason, I've been having some issues with this. Well, not with the sound of the stream, kind of booting up. I have a good guess as to why. Certain topics of conversation, you know how things get. Oh, that's just not this. Certain topics of conversations, you know how things get. You know how certain platforms want to address things. But tonight we're going to talk about Project 2025. Proyecto Uno. We're going to talk about Project 2025 and rumors that have been going on around it, because the funny thing about it is a lot of people are saying a lot of things, but not really providing the necessary level of clarity. So we're going to get on that. What is Project 2025 really about? Is it what they say it is? And again, if you've heard me mention, I've referenced it maybe once or twice in some of our previous conversations. I think there's a lot of people who are being deliberately misleading, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm explaining why they're misleading you and what's really going on with it, right? And then we're gonna look into what is and what ain't. So give me about 35 seconds and we'll be really ready to roll. If you are in the chat, drop a 1, because I'm trying to make sure that I'm seeing the visuals and stuff right. I've been having some little issues with some things, and for whatever issue, I had an error trying to log on just a second ago, then it cleared up and some other shit happened. But like I said, it should be a very good conversation, Tanya. Good to see you this evening. Glad you could join us. Let's see. Again, like I said, give about 35 seconds and we will be ready to rock out with our socks out. All right. There we go. I've been pushing buttons and doing things and doing too much. So anyway, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den, my name is Ed Honcho. I'm glad that you could be here. I'm glad that you could join the community this evening. Even though I know most of you party animals are probably doing God knows what, God knows where. Shame on you. But I do hope that you are taking care of yourself wherever you may be, because we do live in crazy times. Like, we do live in a day and age of difference, right? Things aren't like they used to be. Make sure I put that this is live on these other platforms. My apologies. And again, my apologies for not starting on time. Had a little bit of a slow up there. But again, so if you don't know what Project 2025 is, first and foremost, shout out to the lovely Sarah Lou. Channel on top chat. One, make sure you can live chat, not top chat. That's a huge difference. Shout out to the lovely Miss K Grace, the lovely Miss Sarah Lou. Shout out to Miss Tanya. And again, like I said, I hope everybody is doing well. So anyway, get into Project 2025. I'm gonna pull something up here. A little image that I came across. Right. And if you know me, and you've already kind of seen what some of the alleged application of ideas is going to be from Project 2025, then you probably know how I'm going to feel about some of these points that are being made, right? Okay. The image here. So let's get into it. One more thing. I know I have to get properly prepared. I'm drinking coffee this evening. Usually I know I have me an adult beverage of some sort, but I made some coffee earlier. I made some coffee earlier and I forgot to drink any of it. And I have this thing about wasting and being wasteful. So looks like I'm going to be drinking some coffee late night this evening. So cheers. And it's fucking hot. Oh, look who's here. Speaking of Project 2025, Project 2026 himself, Mr. Delta Echo Golf. Good to see you, sir. It's got to be something in my office that just caused my when I was young, I never had allergies, but it's like maybe it's just dusty in this motherfucker, right? Anyway, so let's talk about it, right? Because I looked over this thing earlier, and some of the stuff I saw, maybe it's not that bad, right? Like maybe it's not. Maybe we do need to bring in Project 2025, right? The projects. Let's talk about y'all know me, and y'all know I'll be ADHD. I'll be all over the place, but we always get back to the original topic at hand. Have you seen Modern Project? Like I'd be pissed. I'd be livid, right? Because have y'all seen new projects? I mean, we know projects when you see project, you know the purpose of the project. But like new projects are really, really nice. They don't last, of course, you know, they don't last at all. But you know what I mean? They start off nice, right? And it's crazy. It's super crazy because it just lets you know the type of person in an environment. You know, they say the environment shapes the person. I don't believe that. I believe people shape the environment, right? I think the environment can provide you opportunities, and it's what you depend on doing with what you choose to do with those opportunities. But I think the person shapes the environment more than the environment shapes the person, right? If you know better. But again, I may be wrong in your opinion. I don't really give a shit. So, where are we at? End no fault divorce. Now, y'all got to educate me on that. To look like Ukraine. Ukraine still look better than a lot of them motherfuckers. Like you give a new project a decade, that bitch will be looking like Good Times, the cartoon, pretty soon, right? But no fault divorce, and so I need clarity on this. And some of you may know, some of you may not know, right? Because I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure there's like always somebody at fault for divorce, right? It's usually the women. So I'm not sure of the definition of a no fault divorce. I'm saying, I guess, is that just we're divorcing and nobody's going to take blame for. I haven't been married, so I wouldn't know anything about divorce. Right? So, I'll just try to avoid that. Oh, the elevator's there, but there's some other stuff. Maybe individuals and peoples. who are there along with the elevator. Let's see. Complete ban on abortions without exception. That's a lie. Because he came out in his speech on the debate with Biden. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch the RNC, didn't catch any of the highlights. But in his debate with Biden, the debacle, I remember him saying that in certain cases that he would, allow it, and it's generally rape and incest. And I've done videos on the rape and incest thing. Look, because here's my deal. Who's to say, who, like, for it to be considered with the rape, or like, do there have to be charges filed against someone? Because again, like I know, some of these unaccountable individuals will just go, oh, yeah, I got raped at a party, I need an abortion, right? Knowing that they probably got ran through at the party and don't know who was. I saw the worst thing I saw ever yesterday. I probably got ran through at the party, don't know who's the daddy. And, it is what it is. They'll make excuses, they'll justify it, it's whatever. So to me, that's a tough one. The incest thing is a disgusting thing. I don't know how they test DNA before birth, right? Because here's like, how do you determine, right? Like, so say you give somebody a you give them the abortion for incest, they do the DNA test or something, and then it turns out it's like not anybody related. Like, are there charges pressed afterwards? Like, how do you do this whole thing? I'm just curious how that would yeah, I know Trump is agenda 47, right? And that's the thing though. What you have is a lot of disingenuous, I wouldn't call them black leaders, we'll just call them popular black people, running around telling niggas. And again, as a black man in America, there's nothing on here that really makes me shiver me timbers. Like, I need to compare Project 2025 to Project 47 and Agenda 47, see if we can fix some shit up around here, right? Increase Arctic drilling. I don't even believe in the Arctic. I don't even like Arctic cups. You know what I'm saying? So fuck the Arctic drill. I'm skipping down the list because I know what I'm doing in the background. But a complete ban on that. Ban on contraceptives. So basically making it to where people are accountable for the sexual choices that they make, right? Because this is something I've never understood. I don't get it. And I know things can happen, but if you know things can happen, then you should prepare for those things or not do those things. I'm A-okay. I'm very A-okay with the ban on contraceptives. What I'm going to tell you is going to happen. I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to wait because I have a theory of something that's going to happen real soon. And it's not going to be a good thing. But ban on contraceptives, cool. Right? My theory is raw as law anyway, baby. Now, whatever other stuff you get from that, you got to deal with that. Additional tax breaks for the corporations and the 1%. Did anybody benefit? Anybody in here? The few of us that are kicking it, those good old folks. Has anybody benefited from anything that Joe Biden has done? Especially if there are any other straight gentlemen. Have you benefited from anything personally that Joe Biden has done in office, right? Because I don't think I've seen legislation. I don't think I've seen any bills, anything passed that has benefited me, especially as a black man. I've seen, and what's super crazy to me, right? You had the whole Black Lives, that don't even get me started on that, because that has nothing to do with straight black men. But you saw like bills, actual bills. You saw Black Lives Matter, like a movement, be used to funnel, Democratic funds and shit like that. But when I'm talking about like actual policies that are put in place to benefit you, because this is the thing I've talked about, and I've talked about it often, and I wish I saved this video I saw earlier. I've been telling people this for forever, but especially with black folks. Professor Trill, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you. The last Nigga, I think I want to know from Port. Man, I'm gonna bring back the Port Arthur thing in a minute. But as a straight black man, Biden has done nothing to benefit you. Hasn't done any bills for black people specifically. Doesn't do anything for men. I really think he's intimidated by other real men. That's why he has a lot of women in his, cabinets, or men who are you wouldn't consider stand-up guys. Because you're not gonna get a lot of pushback and feedback from that. And another fucked up thing, like I was telling y'all, that he's allegedly dropping out and not endorsing Kamala, whatever her name is. And again, every black woman that ever voted for him, that danced and celebrated his, nomination, should feel disgusted. They should feel like it should be a slap in the face, right? But it is what it is. Additional tax breaks for the rich. I don't give a damn about corporations. Like, do you know how easy? Do you know how, like, if you learn the game, you can benefit from the game? That's the problem, is that people want everything just handed to them, right? If you learn the game, and it's something I've been studying, and I saw that Trump did on a different thing, and that lets me know that it's real. Like, y'all got to learn America the game, right? And people say, oh, they don't want to tell us. They keep it. No, they're not. It's in the fucking books. It's in the laws. It's in the fucking. It's written there for you for a reason. It's a reason certain things have to happen a certain way, but we just choose to not do our due diligence on our end, and then we cry about it when we don't benefit from it. I don't care about tax breaks for the rich. I don't care about tax breaks for corporations. None of that shit, right? Like, if you are a person who is supplying and creating jobs for other people to make money, right? Because again, most people don't want to create anything. They just want to go somewhere, expect to be treated like a princess and get paid for it while doing minimal work. Yeah, you should get tax breaks for having to deal with modern day people. Cutting Social Security, that's a bullshit lie. But anyway, just kind of skipping all this, because we'll touch on it a little bit more specific in a minute. The thing about this Project 2025, if you look at it from top to bottom, I'll read everything. We won't specifically hit on each and everything. But if you look at it, yeah, I don't know. If you look at it, this is why people are scared. Because Project 2025, the alleged Trump plan, we all know it's Agenda 47. But it's being pushed. One, I've only seen black women pushing this narrative. I've only, like, everywhere, it's... And I'm not trying to go into the divisiveness. I'm not trying to go into all that shit tonight. But this is all I've seen. Who is Amanda Seals? I've seen a couple other popular, maybe famous women for whatever reason. He's going to do this. He's going to put us back. Like, you niggas is so scared of cotton. Like, I don't believe niggas love fashion so much and be so afraid of fucking cotton. Like, do you niggas not wear t-shirts and shit? Like, he's going to have us back in the cotton field. Like, you tell a nigga a hint of slavery and them bitches start crying. Like, niggas damn near, you'll see, well, not grown ass men. Niggas ain't tripping on working. You start telling these women, hey, you're not going to be in the office. You're going to be back in that field like Mammy would. They start fucking crying. They swear to God, look, hey, they can't work at the AC. Oh, no. Like, because that's all I see really complaining about this thing. Them and, So anyway, that's kind of one and the same. Not to be disrespectful, but the mentality is one and the same, right? So we kind of understand why. But this whole list is simply accountability, right? This whole list is simply accountability. And who fears accountability more than anybody else?
When it comes to these people, like, nothing is true.
Who fears accountability more than anyone else? Shout out to H&M. Shout out to Strong and Grand, a.k.a. Dan the Man with the Plan. Always good to see you. TD, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you. Glad to see all you gentlemen. Prefer to see all y'all way more than Professor Trill. He's a terrible person. One of my best little videos about food, and we're talking about various foods from various regions. And this nigga being a Texas nigga, especially a Texas nigga very close to Louisiana, I'm talking about some goddamn crab cakes. Nigga, you ain't talking about no brisket and no gumbo. Ain't nothing else need to be talked about. But anyway, all of these things, it doesn't even make sense. Because one, the president doesn't have this level of power, right? Number two, people who would not want to associate with anything remotely close to it. He's going to end civil rights. Like, one, civil rights was never necessary. It was never. Civil rights, honestly, I wouldn't give a fuck if he did. Because civil rights actually did more damage than benefit. If you disagree, drop a 0 in the chat. If you agree, drop a 1 in the chat. Civil rights legislation did more damage for black folks than it benefited black folks. Right? Like 0 if you disagree, 1 if you agree. Quick poll. My bad. Y'all know I don't like sneezing on stream. It's something in here. I don't know if the air is blowing, if it's dust. I don't know. I'm going to have to do a real thorough clean of this bitch. But because if you go back and you do the research, if you do your due diligence, black folks were trending upward before any civil rights legislation ever came into play. Civil rights was just made niggas easily accessible political pawns. Niggas should have never gave a fuck and never been involved in politics. Should not be dealing with it. Should have been like the Asians at this point, right? Because as soon as you told niggas, hey, you know, we like you a little bit, as long as you vote for us, niggas started losing their shit. Who was it? I want to say it might have been Yaz a long time ago. Said the white man's ice is colder. And so when you gave niggas, I was like, nigga, I'm gonna start sounding real Uncle Ruckusy soon. Because there's just certain shit that I realize and I hate it, but it's true. Damn, that's crazy, but it's true. I hate it, but it's true. Is that niggas need limited opportunities. Right? Niggas need limited opportunities. When you give niggas free range of every opportunity in the motherfucking world, right? Every opportunity in the motherfucking world. And my bad. I do believe. Shout out to Dan the Man. I appreciate the love. Says, when it comes to these people, nothing is true and everything is permitted. Let me bring that back. I don't know if the image covered that up.
When it comes to these people,
I appreciate the nothing donation.
Is true and everything is permitted.
But you're absolutely right. Because what do they say? When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. Right? And if that shit don't work, then they try to off your ass. HT Jason, what's the motherfucking deal? So, like, you give niggas all the opportunities in the world, and we only gravitate to a few stupid ass things, right? I'm not saying there's not niggas in fields everywhere, black folk. Well, let me separate niggas in fields. Goddamn, boy. I crack myself up. No, there are niggas in fields everywhere. Already are. But there's niggas in different fields and black people in different fields, businesses, lines of work, whatever. Good grief. Excuse me. But when given their own right, like when given the ability to create business, the modern nigga only does certain things. Back then, when you had your Black Wall Streets, these were things out of necessity. Right? You gotta make a nigga spend money with a nigga. Right? Again, and it's sad, but it's true. Because again, as soon as you open up those doors, which I believe was part of the plan anyway, is you took money out the black community and they'll spend it any and everywhere else. They'll spend it with Asians, they'll spend it with whites, they'll spend it with anybody. Like whoever got a thing. Right? Like, Hunter, there's more groups in that display. We definitely spend. Look, I spent all my money on tacos, so hey, amigo, come take my pesos. But yeah, but we don't. Oh shit, we don't build. We don't create anything worthwhile to spend money with ourselves. We don't value our own shit. So even if he did get rid of civil rights, if he put niggas back in zones, I might not disagree with it. But kind of going back to the point I made earlier, though. When I talk about legislation, bills, and things that were made for black people versus under Biden or Trump, when have you, aside from you ain't black if you don't vote for me, when is Biden really said anything? I wouldn't call it pro-black. Like, when has he ever even said anything, one, beneficial to blacks specifically, right? And I'm not saying other groups don't have their needs, but they have their political alignment in order to get the things that they're seeking, right? They make their votes count they make their votes matter. Donald Trump got up there and said, hey, 500 billion black zones, black businesses, black. To use the term black, this is why I say I don't trust niggas who use the term POC. Right? We're not in alignment. I can't rock with y'all. I'd never call myself a POC. I'd call myself colored before I call myself a POC. I'd rather be, oh, look at that old colored nigger over there. Then you call me POC. POC is such a stupid ass thing to me, right? One, it's just the extra word is unnecessary. Hey, colored people versus people of color. What I need the up for, right? I don't need it. But you heard Trump say specifically black people, address black people. But yet black people are the biggest hissy fit crying ass motherfuckers when it comes to this shit. Now you've seen a couple of rappers trying to join the thing. I don't, Amber Rose, all that other extra shit. Like I'm not buying into that. I think it's all tomfoolery and shenaniganery. You know what I'm saying? But, oh, did I? Oh, let me fix this. I almost made a fuck up. My bad. Almost made a boo-boo. Yeah. And so I don't understand why it's always, again, that's why I say I only see certain groups, and it's those very emotion-based groups, those groups who are, hold on one second, wait while I do this. Pause. Okay, cool. It's groups who lead by emotion, not logic. And so you come out here and say all these things, right? And the colors is definitely the color. That was the last black business I supported. It's a great fucking question. Let me think about that. Well, I'm thinking about, I'm honestly, other than maybe the weed man. Do you know the last black business you support? Not being funny or anything. I'm just curious. Like, I can't honestly say I've even thought about it. If it was, it was a hairstylist, or something like that. Because I mean, what options do you have for black businesses? You have food, barbershops, clothing, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, what real options do you have? We could talk about black lawyers. I haven't had a black lawyer. I'm gonna be honest. Unless it's prepaid Mike, I would like a white Jewish lawyer, despite everything I may, and the commentary I may make. You know, I'm trying to stay free. You got a black insurance person? Okay. And that's what I'm saying. But let's rock with insurance. And I'm not even being a hater on this, right? I'm not even being a hater, not being funny about it or nothing. So are they an insurance agent, or do they own an actual insurance company? Because that's where when I start talking about niggas don't have industries, think about it. Every hotel you've gone to, and I know some people have definitely had to make some stays during the recent events that have taken place in Houston. Every hotel that you've gone to, every motel maybe, some of y'all might be hitting the 2 for 20s. I don't even know if that's still a thing. It might be 3 for 30. These days, shit might be 2 for 30 these days. Shit went up, right? But anyway, if you know, you know. If you don't ask. But every hotel, motel, Holiday Inn that you have solicited maybe in the last 5 to 10 years, probably before that, right? This is recent memory for me when I really started paying attention. Someone of Indian, Middle Eastern descent. Look, y'all know me. Y'all come in with the specifications. I know a Pakistani and an Indian and a Iraqi, and I know they're all different, right? But the same way I love Mexican people, but I throw all Hispanics under Mexican, just under the Mexican umbrella. So I'm talking about Indians. Look, that almost got me shot shortly after 9/11. Just talking crazy like that, but hey, it still is what it is. You get what I'm saying. The browns, the darker browns. You know, the Mexicans are kind of like, what is that? A little lighter brown, like a slight brown. It's like a sandy color. So yeah. So you get mad to it. Who's selling mixtapes at this point? Like, I saw a nigga doing something super smart, and y'all know I'm gonna get off track with this shit. But he was selling cards with his or he was doing a card with like his Spotify shit on there. I think like with the little Apple iTunes, like so you could actually buy the shit. You know, you just scan it. You buy the little thing from him, and once you scan it or whatever, you know, you get the mixtape. Very keen. Very interesting, right? Because ain't nobody buying those. When's the last time you bought? Last CD I bought was Cadillactica. Last CD I ever bought and probably ever will buy was Cadillactica. I'm lying. If for whatever reason, I'm lying. I'm lying. Because if I do, because my new belief is that you got to start stacking hardware and hard copies. Because in this era of streaming, in this era, and y'all like, oh, there goes Hunter, going way off the rails. But these are just my thoughts. In this era of streaming and everything being digital, you're no longer getting the original shit. Every day, the more sensitive people get, the more they're going to edit the streaming shit. They're going to take this out. They're going to take that out. They're editing books, so new prints of certain books. They don't have, like, I know they redid James Bond. Your kids probably won't get to read To Kill a Mockingbird, right? Shit like that. Or if it is, it'll be a different version. It's not the artist's original intended. We're like, who gets the right to, especially if these artists or these writers are dead, to just decide? I'm pretty sure their estate is in somebody's hand, but still, you just go and switch up the original artwork, the original piece, because I didn't like it. How hard is it to not interact with something you don't like? Computers and phones cut off. You know what I'm saying? Got like a million other pages and shit you can go to. It's crazy. Oh, my bad. Oh, okay. Okay, my bad. Like, it didn't pop. Look, I'm all over the place. And when I go on my ranch, you already know what's going down, True. I agree with you by far on the brisket and gumbo. All I said was them crab cakes were fire too. I was in Maryland when I tried authentic crab cakes, and they're astronomically better. Okay. Respect. All right. I was curious. I thought you were throwing, I thought you were bumping one or two of those out the slot to put in a crab cake. And don't get me wrong. Now, after all of the crab cake commentary that has been applied, because the next two things I've been seeing is crab cakes and like the deep dish pizza. I'm gonna be honest. I've had a deep dish. I know it's not a deep dish if you don't get it in Chicago, man. It's just a pizza. I'm not gonna go get shot over an authentic deep dish pizza. I'm pretty sure I look like 37 niggas in Chicago that somebody knows. And, them niggas just say, fuck it. They be, so y'all can have it. Unless you're going to like ship me one. And then I'm sure there's going to be issues. Maybe like you can overnight it and then I'll put it in the oven and warm it up. Oh, yeah, this is it. I've seen some very offensive commentary about brisket. I'm like, y'all, one, you got to make sure you come to South Texas, right? And when I say South, from South to Southeast, I know some Hispanics who get very upset when you say South Texas, and you're really talking about like Southeast Texas. They get upset. That's not the real South Texas, like on the Port Arthur song. And I hate to say that, do not listen to that song 3 times. If you listen to the song 3 times, you might start liking the song, right? Like you might start liking the song. Verticals, and I do have the vertical dilly-dally ability. I just, I need to change the stream key because I have it. Actually, it's like right here. But it's just, I don't have it activated. So I was trying to do vertical. I was trying to do Instagram and YouTube at the same time. Like, I got to stop being old, right? Like, I do the bare minimum on Instagram because I just don't, it's not for me. But I know it can, now after my little video, even though it was only a couple of seconds, did a little something like now I see the power of the gram, which I should have seen 100 years ago. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I plan to like I say, start expanding the platform. I'm tired of putting all the eggs on the YouTube basket. But again, appreciate the damn donation, Trill. Shout out to Trill. I appreciate that. But yeah, you listen to that song 3 times, you might start liking the goddamn song. So there's that. Now, let's get back to where we were. And see, every time I fucking cut it, that's what I feel like I just need the shit go. Excuse me. Pardon me. My apologies. And that's what I be trying to fucking avoid. One moment. All right. My apologies. Now, but see, that's the thing though. I am an IG user, but I'm not an IG creator, right? And so I have to go from Honcho the YouTuber to Honcho the content creator. And so I have to I gotta expand my excuse me. I have to expand my repertoire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I tried the Trill Burger. I gave my thoughts on it, I believe. I don't know if I talked about it live on stream. I talked about it in the Discord. Go to hell, Trill. See, that's why Port Arthur know that, you know, Port Arthur, because baby got that water. But I'm not gonna like my review on it. Like, I feel bad giving my review on the Trill Burger as a UGK alumni. You know what I mean? Like, I feel because it's not negative, but it's not overly positive. And so if I'm just being genuine, which is really all I can't like, man, I can't. That's why I was like, y'all know if I can't promote shit I don't fuck with, because I just, y'all see it all over my face, written all over your face. What's the motherfucking deal, Beyond? Bro, like I said, I hate saying it publicly. It's the fries are amazing. Fries outstanding, right? But to me, for the price and the type of, probably slide up the street and go to Freddy's, right? Like, it's a combination of things. Like me, I'm not gonna wait no fucking line. Bro, I'm not that food obsessed. Like, I don't care if fucking, I don't know. So say Jesus himself came down and had a barbecue. But I just got to feel like if Jesus did barbecue, it wouldn't be Texas style. Like, he wouldn't smoke that shit because he'd be making stuff happen quick. I don't know. You know, I don't know. It's just my thoughts. Never really thought about it, but now I'm thinking about it. But yeah, the food, man, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's a good burger, but it's not like the greatest burger I've ever had. The fries, top notch fries. Like, I mean, I'm a fry guy. But the burger itself, it was cool. Like, it was a good burger. I wouldn't say it was a great burger. It was good, right? It was good. It was tasty. You feel me? Yeah, and that's it. Like, the weight and the price. Like, I don't know if the weight is the same. You know, I don't know if all that is the same. But the weight and the price with the take is, bro. I'd slide up the street, you know, and because that's the type of the steak burger type flat smash burger. I don't know what they call them, but that's kind of what it is. But anyway, so I've gotten way off track. Dab channel, your Trill Burger. If you're not familiar, it's Bun B's burger. I heard. All right. Let's get to this, man. Let's bring back the deal, because I was doing that. So let's run down this thing real quick. Then I got a question as to why can't niggas get along in nothing? I'm in a Black Monopoly Go group. I play Monopoly Go on Facebook. If you don't and you want to play, I'm gonna send you my link so y'all can give me the goddamn. I need them the dice. I need it. But I'm in a black group because you got to trade like cards and do these little things, right? Dog, like, why is there beef in the Black Monopoly group? Like, this is what I'm saying. This is why, like, there's nothing that you can do. And I'm not saying there's probably not beef in white and Hispanic. This is just my life experience. You know, share yours. But every black owned, black only, black, like, there's always some fucking unnecessary fucking beef. Right? Oh, I don't even want to watch. I don't want to watch BET or Biden. Shout out to Ray Ray. What's the motherfucking deal? Like, I'd give it 3.5. I'd give it 3.5, maybe 3.75. But then again, you got to understand, I'm a burger eating motherfucker. Like, I will try different places who have unique burgers. And look, and one, I'm not super big on that flat kind of deal. It's cool. It's not my deal. I want a burger that I feel like if I'm gonna eat a burger, I have to put some effort into eating this fucking burger, right? Like the burger has to be a meal in itself, like a burger to the point where it doesn't necessarily need fries. Like the fries are cool, you know what I'm saying? But the burger, like it has to be a big burger, right? And it has to be flavor. It can't just be a big burger for the sake of the burger being fucking big. You know what I mean? Um, I definitely don't want no cheeseburger. That sounds terrible. Sounds awful. Um, but getting back to it, back to the project 2025 malarkey that's being pushed around. I don't negative. Like I said, I don't necessarily see it as a negative. I don't see some of this stuff as being a bad thing, right? Look, and again, I need to get a proper definition on no fault divorce because, again, like I said, I always thought women were at fault, but we'll come back to that. Complete ban on abortions without exceptions. Sounds like taking accountability for action. Bans contraceptives also sounds like accountability. Additional tax breaks for corporations to 1% if you're creating jobs. Like I ain't got no problem with you getting no fucking tax breaks if you learn how to play the system as it is designed. You can benefit from it, then benefit from the fucking system, right? Higher taxes for the working class. Like, it's so dumb. It's like just to say this is what we're gonna do. This is it right here. And then signing it when you run for president with all the other drama. And so like niggas kill me with this shit. Like I can't even read all the way through the fucking list without being like, this is definitely false. Right. And I know Project 2025, I know you mentioned the Heritage Foundation, but I cannot believe it's still even, of this caliber. And again, somebody's probably made this short and tried to make it like a quick synopsis of each point, but they've done it in a manipulative way, right? Because we know that people are disingenuous on all sides, right? But when you're trying to convince somebody, especially in the political arena, people are not smart. People are not adept. I'm not super politically adept. I'm not considered like I know everything. It's gotten interesting to me in the last few years. But you got to make ideas dumb and simple so that everybody can comprehend and everybody can understand, right? You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing, but there is no Project 2025. That's what I'm saying. There's Agenda 47. That's what he said his name is associated with. I've seen another little thing. I'll show y'all in a second. The thing I did come across about some Project 2025. And again, I don't even know if this is the real thing. I keep feeling like I'm finna fucking sneeze. There's got to be something. I gotta clean this fucking vents, everything. This is crazy. Let's see. Cut Social Security. Yeah, all the older people who are scared and terrified what's going on in this country right now. Yeah, I'm gonna cut Social Security. Hold on, let me get it right. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut your Social Security. I'm gonna cut your Medicare. I'm gonna end the Affordable Care Act. I'm gonna raise the prices of prescription drugs so high, higher than you've ever seen. They're gonna be the highest in the world. We're gonna have the highest drug prescription. Like, come on, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, this is what I'm saying. Think about who benefits from saying goofy shit like this. Who benefits from promoting ideas like this? Right? Who are the only groups that swore that Trump was attacking them last go round? It was the whites. Whites weren't tripping. White women definitely weren't tripping. They voted for Trump. I think in a definitely higher than average. Black men voted more so for Trump than they have for other Republican candidates in the past. What groups didn't? And when I would say black men, I would be assuming straight black men because again, there was a lot of kerfluffle, a lot of riffraff about Trump having some anti-gay agenda, which I don't believe. The thing is, with these agendas and this shit that people tell you, I mean, it's exhausting at this point because you're listening to people, who again, all they do is bitch and moan, and we're listening to people again who have we've given the mentally ill a voice, and so we're taking their voices legitimately, which is they're all crazy. Eliminate the Department of Education. How do y'all feel about the Department of Education? Is the Department of Education doing a quality job? Isn't that what old buddy in El Salvador did? Like he basically went and got out all of the government agencies and things that were not really fulfilling a purpose. And he basically just kind of put his foot down, and now El Salvador is like one of the safest countries in the world, something like that. Again, just my thoughts, just my feelings. Let's go. Use public taxpayer money for private, like it's so stupid, right? It's so stupid. It's written so biased. Like if it was really that threatening and really that dangerous and everything that's going on, right? You would be able to pull genuine Project 2025 documents, paperwork, books, whatever, ebook, whatever, whatever. Give me a fucking PDF. And say, here, look, this is where Trump is, signed on to it and he's agreed. You have none of that. When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. Come on, man. We've all fallen for it. But I think most of us, at some point, like if we've fallen for, say, a meme or a fake news picture, we'll call it, whatever, a meme, basically. Oh, so-and-so and this person, I watched a video the other day talking about karate master fighting boxer or some shit, It's not a karate man. It's like some old ass 50-year-old Chinese dude who just like talking shit and fighting. And he decided to get in the ring with a nigga and the nigga knocked his ass out. Like, Trump is about the bucks. Trump is about the money, right? Were you eating better under Trump? Were you driving farther under Trump? Did you, at the end of the day got to end, but at the end of the day, when the day ended, did you bring more money home under Trump? You know what I'm saying? It is. Devontae, what's the motherfucking deal? I can't remember if I shouted you out or not, but always good to see you. Like, bro, and that's what I'm saying. But the people, that's what the people who feel like they have something to lose. Who are those? I mean, you feel like it's black women because they're not going to get pandered and catered to, right? The alphabet communities, so they're not going to get pandered and catered to, and you should feel insulted by some of the shit that these things do. Like, I don't know if y'all watched. I watched a bunch of them, and I found them to be very entertaining. And that should be the biggest symbol of the month of June. Is that at 11:59, that next second, that shit went from rainbow to regular. And I mean, you can see it in cities all across America. The buildings and the shit they lit up. And I mean, immediately the moment it was gone, these fucking companies, the moment that midnight struck, they changed from the rainbow logo back to the regular. They wasted no time, no carryover. As a person of those communities, that should tell you a whole lot. That should make you feel some type of way. That should make you feel pandered to. But I think some people will accept pandering because that's the only fucking form of attention they'll ever get, instead of going out and making yourself worthwhile. They'd rather cry and be pandered to, but I blame their parents. The daycare generation, the people, always pick the babies up every time they cry. Back in my day, babies play with rusty nails and shit. We ate them, and we ain't go to the hospital. We survived. That's why we're tough as nails now. There'd be some motherfuckers like, oh my God, did you know in the 80s they let the babies eat nails? That's probably where we would be. But yeah, so here we are. Here we are looking at the lies and examining the nonsense that this makes. Where we at? Teach Christian religious beliefs I'll take y'all a look at that. I will show y'all that too. Make it big for y'all so y'all can read along with me. Oh, you know what I ain't done in a while? You know what I'm about to do? I ain't done in a while. I miss it too. Give me this. Y'all know I love it. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? I think it's. Damn it. Oh, that's not it. Son of a gun. I gotta remember how to do it. I want to do the damn whiteboard, but I can't figure it out. I'll figure it out later. So teach Christian religious beliefs in school. I get it. Am I voting for Trump? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that in the Discord one day. Right. So here is the deal. End free and discounted school lunch programs. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like the shit that tell you who made this meme. One, it was a white liberal who made this meme and sent it to all of their black coworkers. And this is how this shit got started. This is how this got fucking started. Because they know niggas is easy to excite. Niggas are easy to rile up. All you got to do is tell a nigga they're racist. That's all you got to do. They won't fact check. They won't follow up. They won't even acknowledge the proof that you can put in front of their face. But again, I'll tell you what I'm not doing. I'm not voting for the other guy. Let's see. Ban African American and gender studies in all levels of education. I have no issue with that. I have no issue with that. Got to it with a nigga the other day. I don't think at this point there's any value. Like what is the value of learning about these things historically black? Because excuse me. Like, hear me out. Hear me out. We're talking K through 12. If you are black, or you don't even have to be black, if you went through Black History Month, K through 12, how many different niggas they teach y'all about? Now, maybe you young niggas, that it might be a little bit different. It was like 2 niggas. One of them wasn't a nigga. We got 3. You had Rosa Parks, you had fucking Harriet Tubman, and you had Martin fucking Luther King. Right? Like they spread these 3 out all fucking month. Right? Like, if that's all we're gonna learn about black history, then we don't need to learn shit about black history, right? Like, for what? Like, what are we really benefiting from those 3 every year, the same old shit? Because you're not really teaching about niggas who done really done something relevant. You know what I mean? You're teaching this one-sided off the wall view of shit. And I don't understand how you can be proud of niggas who contributed to molding this society. Or niggas who may have had alternative ideas about how things should have went, but they were a part of the history, right? Learn about Garvey. Learn about X. Looking for something, even my battery got distracted. But yeah. So all I'm saying is this. I've seen people pushing this shit. You got people, and again, we as black folks, and I'm not saying we, everybody's involved. I'm saying me, so I'm giving my perspective. Those who look like, hey, there to check it out. This looks like to be a Negro discussion. I'll just see my way out. Everybody's welcome in the conversation, so it ain't nothing personal. But I'm just saying, as black folks, man, we got it the worst because we give value to entertainers. We give value to the modern minstrels, right? More so value to these people than the actual people in our communities who are educated. You know what I'm saying? Who who can provide a deep understanding. Niggas will take Cardi B advice on politics. You know what I mean? Before shit. What's that buddy name? I can't even think of his fucking name. I was gonna say little scientist, but he's a scientist. So his political views might not be that great either. I'm thinking of who's the other guy I'm thinking about? Glenn Lowry. No. Or Soul. Thomas Soul or whatever. Like, I mean shit. Well, but again, it's not sexy, it's not attractive, it's not cool. You feel me? So here we are again. All right, all right, all right. Here's the deal. We are about to hit the halfway mark here. Um it's but yeah, man. And so the thing is, it's just a point where, like, what is the point of learning about this shit if the shit is not going to benefit you, benefit, you know, the community, the children, the youth, anybody? You just learn about the same three motherfuckers. You just pushing, hey, just for the sake of doing some shit. Like, I think the problem with niggas that we want is that we are too stuck in the past. We worry too much about shit in the past. Like how things used to be. Like not how good shit is for you right here, right now. We're still concerned about how shit used to be. And a lot of us didn't even live or interact with the used to be. But anyway. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me finish going over these. Because like I said, the shit is some of this shit is misspelled, so you know it's just not official. Uh in free and discounted school lunch programs, in civil rights and DEI protections in government. I have no issue after what we've seen recently, after the situations that we've just seen occur within the past week or two. I'm not well, I was never pro DEI, but I'm not anti DEI because here's the thing. If a person is going to pass on a more qualified candidate or employee or whatever for a role, then that the person in that role or that company that is their principals or whatever it is, they're doing themselves a disservice. Right? Because you're missing out on the best talent because of that. So somebody else is going to hire in somebody who can bring them way more money or way more this, that, and the third. I mean, if your hate is that great, cool. And there are people whose hate is that great. Right? But I find it to be very unlikely at this point in time in society. Ban African American books, gender studies, ban books and curriculum about slavery. Is that not in like African American and gender studies? I don't know how that works. Like a lot of this shit is redundant. A lot of this shit is repetitive. Ending climate protections, increase Arctic drilling. Look, fuck them climate protection shit. No, we can keep this motherfucker going another maybe 30, 40 years. That should be clocked out by then. Let's see. Promote and expedite capital punishment. What does this mean, right? End marriage equality. Condemn single mothers while promoting only traditional. This is what I'm saying. Like who is getting upset by this? Who is crying and complaining? Who does this trigger? Right? And so once they got all the stuff that impacts black folks, older folks out the way, they had to make sure to tap the immigrants. Right? And we deregulate big business, oil industry. I don't care about that. I live in Texas. Promote and expedite capital punishment and marriage equality. Condemn single mothers. Defund the FBI and Homeland Security. Niggas be the main motherfuckers crying about the government doing this, that, and the third. So I'm like, why? Anyway, never mind. Let's get through this list. Use the military to break up. Like, this is some old Antifa weird, just some other shit going on. Like, the shit don't even make sense. But anyway, mass deportation, incarceration camps, end birthright citizenship, ban Muslims from entering the country, eliminate federal agencies. This is YouTube. I'd love to get on the right platform. We can talk about other things, but yeah, and continue to pack the court with right wing judge. Like, I don't see the negative in any of this. I don't see the negative at all. Matter of fact, she's pro some of that shit. So it is what it is. All right, this is what we're gonna do. I'm about to what I call a wrap here. I'm gonna get out and take care of a thing. So me having to push it back a little bit later was my apologies on that. Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow. Debating on bringing back an old classic. I'm not sure yet. If you know, you know. If you don't know, well, maybe you'll find out. But with that being said, I'd like to thank each and everybody who came through this evening. If you're old, go take a nap, go to bed, actually. If you're young, stay out the streets. And if you're somewhere in between, man, I don't know what to tell you. I don't really know what's going on. But again, as always, it is. Oh, what the? So the whiteboard was whiteboard, and I just didn't. Man,